So today we have to talk about Cronos. As you can see, we are doing good numbers in Cronos at 27 cents. We're going to talk about the bullish rally that we're kind of going into here inside of Cronos. Anyways, I'm going to talk about that. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice, but let's get straight into this. So currently you can see the price of Cronos is at 27 cents, 9 billion in market cap, 129 million volume. The 24-hour volume, the 24-hour price is at down up 0.6%. Actually, it's down 11.6% in the last 7 days, up 87% in the last 14 days, up 95% in the last 30 days, and 246% in the last year. So Kronos has given back a little bit of the gains, but not a lot. I've seen some people in the comments saying that Kronos gave back all the gains. Kronos did not give back all those gains, and is not going to give back all of them. So I do think the price of Kronos is actually going to continue to increase. And just to show the significance of this thing went from 5 billion in market cap all the way up here. Let's scroll it, zoom in there to see where we went. So yeah, we went from 5 billion in market cap all the way up to 12.8 billion in market cap in a matter of 1 day. Well, 2 days. Let's be honest. That was about 2 days. But yeah, still, in a matter of 2 days, that much money flowing into Kronos is absolutely crazy, and that's why Kronos going into another bull rally is actually very, very important. So these are the charts. This is what everyone wants to see. Let's talk about it now. As you can see here, the MACD, the MACD is overbought. This is the weekly chart, by the way, on Kronos. So the MACD is heavily overbought. So very much overbought here on the MACD. Not heavily overbought, but it is overbought. But hey, compare this MACD right here on the weekly chart to this one, to this area all the way back here. This area was massive movements, right? So for this area, we went from around the same prices. We were about all the way down here. We were somewhere, give or take, around like 12 cents all the way down here, 11 to 12 cents, just like now. And then we pumped all the way up here to about 93 cents, somewhere around there. I believe Crow at its all-time high. Yeah, it got to 96 cents. So it pumped all the way up to 96 cents. And that MACD was overbought like completely. And this is the weekly chart, by the way. And look at what it's kind of doing now. It's kind of doing the same thing, and it's kind of starting off like that on this MACD. So even though this MACD looks slightly overbought, it's still not completely overbought like how it was back here. Back here, it was completely overbought. But if we get a similar movement that we had all the way back here, then we should see $1 Kronos coming pretty soon if we get the same type of movement. And that's kind of what it's looking like right now. So I think we might actually end up seeing $1 Kronos very, very soon. So I would say get ready for that. Over here with the percent R trend exhaustion, the blue line being the long-term line, the white line being the short-term. You can see the blue line, the long-term one's going up. So it's showing that we have a long-term bullish trend here with Kronos. We are seeing the white line, which is the short-term trend, kind of pulling back a little bit. So that white line is kind of slowing down our growth a little bit. So that is a very important thing to look at when it comes to Kronos. So that, so far so good. So far everything is looking good in Kronos, but you definitely want to pay attention to the little bit of a pullback that we've been having here, because this is not too alarming. It's just a little bit of a short-term pullback, and then we should have more growth back up to 40 cents plus. So the next level that I'm eyeing for Kronos is 50 cents. That's our last major resistance area on that Fibonacci back here. You can see we had major resistance in this area here. So 50 cents is going to be that next price target after we break out and get past that 40-cent Fibonacci. We'll be heading right towards 50 cents. So that is probably going to be what we're eyeing next. And you can actually find out the percentage gain that you would have going up to 50 cents like this. So that's 48 cents actually. So we can go a little bit higher. So yeah, 83% right there. That's actually crazy. 83%. So from this point on to 50 cents, you're making 83%. Obviously, if it goes down to 25 cents and then goes up to 50, then you're making a whole 100% on your money. So I think Kronos is inside of a very, very good position right now. And a lot of people are going to be extremely happy once they see that next pump coming in for Kronos. So This, anyways, is the weekly chart. So you can see Cronos is looking bullish here on the weekly chart. Now, going over to the daily chart now, you can see that we have had a pullback, nice little pullback here on the daily. So on the daily chart, the MACD looks slightly bearish currently, but I do believe we're going to switch right back into that bullish momentum. It's going to pull halfway down here on the MACD and then go back up. So I think for the short term, slightly bearish on the MACD, and you can also see the %R trend exhaustion with the short term trend line coming down, bringing the long term one down a little bit. But look right here, right at the end of that blue line, you can kind of see how the tail end of it looks like it's almost curving in a way on this blue line here. The tail end of that is kind of curving in a way, almost like it wants to come back up, just kind of like how I did here. Came down, came back up, came down again, came back up, came down a little bit more. Now we might see it coming back up. So we might see that next pull bringing us back to like 32 cents. That's what we're seeing here on the daily chart for Cronos. Now, coming to the 4-hour chart for Cronos, the short-term trend line on the %R trend exhaustion, very much oversold. So then it came back. And now you can see it's kind of stopping here at the long-term trend line because the long-term trend line was kind of curving downwards. But if these both curve back upwards, we are going to see that move back to 32 cents. So you got to watch out for that there as well. Already sold off here on the 4-hour chart for the MACD. So definitely is looking like it's inside of a good position to go up. The 30-minute chart, pretty bullish on the MACD here, having buying coming in, buying pressure. Same thing with the %R trend exhaustion on the 30-minute chart for Cronos. So everything is looking good on Cronos. Everything is looking textbook clean. And if you actually look over here for Bitcoin, you can also see Bitcoin on the weekly. I think Bitcoin on the weekly looks pretty bearish right now and overbought. But it's, you know, this market can stay really it can stay really unpredictable. So you have to be careful with that, and you have to pay attention. But yeah, on the MACD here on the weekly chart for Bitcoin, it's looking bearish. %R trend exhaustion overbought here. So there's a possibility that we do see another downtrend. But see, when we look at that weekly chart on Bitcoin, it looks a little bit bearish. But you come here on the daily chart on Bitcoin, it looks slightly different. We're seeing that recovery in real time here on the daily chart inside of Bitcoin. You can also see the MACD is looking bullish as well for Bitcoin. It's switching into buying pressure. So that's an interesting point of view to look at. Also, the 4-hour chart on Bitcoin's also looking bullish. The long-term trend and the short-term trend are both increasing at the same time. So it's definitely looking bullish. And then the MACD is also looking bullish as well on Bitcoin. So the 4-hour chart is bullish. The daily chart is bullish, but the weekly chart looks slightly bearish. So that is a pretty interesting perspective here. Now for the 15-minute chart, pretty bullish here on the MACD. Definitely overbought here on the 15-minute chart on the %R trend exhaustion. So that's pretty bearish. We could see that end up turning down anytime now. I would probably predict once we get up to about 114K resistance that you could see that pullback here on the 15-minute chart. So you probably want to watch out for that. Same thing with the 30-minute chart. Super bullish on the MACD on the 30-minute chart. And then you can see it's still a little bit bullish here on the %R trend exhaustion for the 30-minute. But it's pretty much over exhausted. So we're going to see that overbuying probably end up bringing us back down, like I said before, when we get up to 114K inside of Bitcoin. So we do have to pay attention and watch out to that as well. But anyways, this is all I got for you all today. All in all, Cronos is looking very bullish right now. 100 or $1 is going to be seen pretty soon inside of Cronos. So anyways, go ahead, hit the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. And as always, I'll be back with another video.